Welcome to part 3 of 10 of the Can Solve, my solution to the Thrill of the Chase treasure hunt presented to us by Forrest Fenn. I'm presenting all my research here for free. I'm going to keep reiterating this just because it's potential to make some money for my kids. So if I've helped you, please consider donating towards my kids' college fund. If you find anything that I've presented to you enlightening, I would appreciate it. The website's there, gofundme.com/can-treasure-solve. So in part 3 here, we are going to get into the importance of the painting I presented to you in part 2 and why it's so significant. So we're going to jump right into it. The Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone by Thomas Moran. So if you haven't dug into it and researched it, this is very, very significant in the creation of Yellowstone. This painting itself was extremely significant. So it led, if you look it up and dig into the research, it led to the establishment of the National Park Service. It was said to be driven by this painting and eventually led to protecting Yellowstone as a national park. Moran began working on this painting during his adventures on the Hayden expedition. That's a very critical point here. If you believe I'm heading down the right path with myself, you will believe the Hayden expedition is critical to knowing the location of the treasure. So let's learn more about the Hayden expedition. Well, Smithsonian actually sponsored the Hayden expedition. Ferdinand Hayden sponsored it. It was the Geological Survey of 1871, and it was actually the first federally funded survey of Yellowstone. They funded a bunch of folks to go out there, do geological research, mapping, take photography, and of course make some paintings. But that painting wowed so many, it was said, that it led to Congress creating Yellowstone as a national park, and as well as establishing the National Park Service, which now falls under the Department of Interior. And if you saw part 1, where I get into the map that's presented in Too Far to Walk, this is a critical issue, the formation of the National Park Service, which eventually leads to Department of Interior, and all the land designations that are associated with it. Thomas Moran requested to join the Hayden expedition. He wasn't initially a member, but he created a lot of paintings and sketches along the way, and together with his friend who was taking photographs along the way. And if you want to learn more, and you should, I encourage you to do some more research, take a look at his diary that's online. It provides a lot of insight. It's critical. Pay attention to the dates that are in his diary and what he was doing during this certain few days span. So we have some pictures of Moran here, Mammoth Falls at far right, a very interesting photo where he's caught a lot of brown trout. But anyway, please look at his diary. If you want to do adequate research on this treasure hunt, you really need to look up this diary, understand it, understand what he was looking at. Again, I offer all my research to others for free here, hoping it helps you. Please consider donating to my kids' college fund. That's the end of part 3. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it enlightening, and happy hunting.